Right.
Yeah, get on. What do you got there, Drew?
I was just thinking, it's like keys in the refrigerator. I want to talk about two things. We were discussing memory and helping things, helping our memories along. Two things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about that Nick Reiner thing. I don't think we talked about it. Did we? You and I talk about that?
I don't know. Suicide Watch.
What?
I talked to Garagos about it too.
Oh, all right, we'll talk about that. But first, just one quick thing. I was trying to get to our last live show, and I just thought I'd want to bring this up now, which is I think you picked the moment of the peak of the sort of maybe it's the woke excesses of getting people to believe realities that were not real. I was standing in Dulles Airport, and you called me, went, "Oh my God, congratulations! They now got the Pope to say that men are women and women are men, and there's no difference. They've got everybody. Everybody now believes that there's no such thing as a man, no such thing as women. Man, that's pretty big accomplishment." Yeah.
No, sorry.
Oh.
I said it's worse because they did not get everyone to believe that. They got everyone to be too scared to say anything differently, which is even a more powerful grip in a weird way. Because the reality is people don't really believe it, but they do believe they're scared enough to say they believe it. That's what we just experienced with COVID. I know people didn't believe it because Gavin Newsom was sitting at crowded restaurants with no mask and 30 people shoulder to shoulder. So he doesn't believe it. I don't think people really can fully digest this. You know, you couldn't get me to get onto a motorcycle without a helmet. You couldn't get me to do that, but you could get me to leave the house without a mask during COVID quite easily. Because one I believed in, and the other I didn't believe in.
Right.
And if I gave you long lectures on helmet safety, and then you saw me riding around with no helmet or the helmet under my arm or something like that, you would know that I didn't believe it.
Yes.
And if I said to you, "Oh, I must have forgot to put my helmet," no, you don't believe it. And I don't think people understood that about COVID. You know, the people they'd have the mask around their fucking chin and shit like that. The greatest was the twist of the strap, which opened a big air gap on each side. People did not, there were the moms that were yelling at people to mask up were going to their garage and underground hair salons because everybody knew somebody who was working out of their garage and working out of their basement, and women who basically will definitely risk a fatal disease over fucked up hair because they prioritize, Drew.
Right.
They will, listen, Olga's daughter's a hairdresser. She had an entire underground client thing going on. Well, Nancy Pelosi went to go, and so did, what's her name from Chicago, Lightfoot. So what people need to understand is when Gavin Newsom goes, I got to be more careful, I got to practice what I preach, and blah, blah, blah. He didn't believe it, is what I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain to everyone is he didn't believe it, and he was enforcing laws on people that he knew didn't work and were ineffective, and he didn't believe it.
So gross. But I think you picked the day. Yeah. I think that was the peak. That day, when you pointed it out and went, now even the Pope, we're here, everybody. That's everybody.
Right.
We got them all.
Right, we got everybody to lie. Well, we got them scared enough to lie.
But it started crumbling like right after that.
Yes,
it's so interesting to me. Like I remember standing there, and I was out front of the airport. I'm thinking, oh my God, you're right. We are here. We're there. How weird.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
well. You cannot keep it up. The bullshit science and lies are essentially Ponzi schemes. And the way a Ponzi scheme works, I know you know, but It's basically I go, look, everyone in this building give me $1,000, and then I'll have $11,000, and then Drew, you're next. You get everyone here. You get 11 more people from outside the building, and and it's not even to me, a Ponzi scheme would never really. I don't even know why it's illegal. Like, I honestly, if somebody said, I just want to start a pyramid. I want to get everyone here 10 grand. You want 10 grand? You want 10 grand? You want 10 grand? All right. I'm first. It was my idea.
Right.
10 people, grand,
Here we
10
go.
grand. Okay, Drew, go find 10 people.
Right.
And then you went and found 10 people, and then you got your 10 grand. And now it's Chuck's turn. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know why that's inherently illegal. Now, someone's going to get stiffed at some point, but if you do it right, a lot of people are going to get 10 grand.
I think it's the fact that they're not doing what this alleged they're doing, which is investing and getting a return on it.
I'm not claiming anything. I want 10
you
grand.
Want a Ponzi? You want to do a Ponzi?
Listen, I have. Look, listen. I don't think it's terribly different than, and people do this once in a while. And I know maybe it sounds semi-retarded, but every once in a while, people who don't have a lot of money will go, there's this house, it's up on top of Mulholland, and it's 10,000 square feet, and they want 12 grand a month, but if I can get 8 people to all go in, we'll just all live there. And we'll live in this big house, but everybody will whatever it. And that's kind of your business. Like, all right, if you want to live with 8 roommates and in luxury versus a small apartment, somewhere, whatever. And I'm like, I think it's your business. If I can get everyone here to give me $1,000, I'll take 10. You're next, Drew. You go get everyone to get 10,000.
I actually think this whole thing we started with the woke ideology is more of a closer fit to me is tulips in Holland in the 17th century, which is that they just started driving the price up. I kept going, and it was a hysteria, a price hysteria. Right. This was a word hysteria, a concept hysteria.
What I'll circle back to, as I got lost in my own analogy, which is males can be females, females can be males, all things COVID. Pay, no one's illegal, give them welfare, give them, Somali. It's a Ponzi scheme in that it will work and it can work and it shall work for a period of time, but it always comes undone.
Yes.
It always, all the great, I'm getting investments and I'm investing, but I'm really just taking the money, and in order to pay you back, I take money from this other guy and I give it to you, Michael Milken or whoever did all that stuff. At a certain point, and you could have a run, and that run can be years, but at a certain point you get to the end, and it's my collapses. East Valley Trojans chocolate box where there's 2 chocolate bars, there's $2, and we're missing $9. You know what I mean? I can't connect the dots.
Yeah.
And eventually, with bullshit ideas, with lies, like the border's closed, or men can be women or whatever they lied to you about COVID or something. It just has a way of percolating up.
Reality has a way of asserting itself.
Yes,
it just does.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm thinking you and I had a quick conversation about Mamdani before we came in here. The stuff he's doing, I was in the city until yesterday, and the stuff he's doing. First of all, it's not all that different from Los Angeles. Certainly not a lot different than Santa Monica. Okay, so they're kind of catching up with us, but it's not going to work in a city like that. And I mean, it's going to really have problems. And I just thought to myself, boy, if they wanted to show how bad this could be, they're doing it. They're going to just show just how terrible these ideas are and what the consequences are going to be. Yeah,
we should hear a clip, Andrew, of the female housing, whatever. The problem,
which part, just so much stuff. That's just like, whoa.
The problem is you're dealing with gynofascism now, and it's lots of dumb chicks, and they're not really swayed by results.
No,
which is weird.
She wants her will impressed on everybody.
Right.
I see a lot of African American men out there going, nobody knows my plight better than a white woman, liberal white woman.
Right.
It's like, yep.
But,
making fun. Oh, here's one.
Her clip there.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Democratically controlled public housing is really important. And that's why when Raquel was talking about the communities and that she's describing, that, you know, that's a created community where the people who are living there are like setting the agenda. And so, you know, people like home ownership because they like control, and that's been perverted by like deep racism and deep classism in our society. So like we have to not have a racist and classist society. And so that's like something we need to think about like deeply. But, you know, to me, it's about control.
All right,
and why.
First off, maybe there's too many 10-cent heads to recognize the other 10-cent heads, but a lot of these people have 10-cent heads. They're not
in reality. They're not in the world. So
the Toyota Prism car is in reality making bit more easier to steal the catalytic converter, and then that's making it more easier for them to get, and then when we have to pay for it.
We need to think deeply about it.
It's like, okay, hey, bitch, you're having trouble thinking. Maybe you shouldn't be talking so much. But all right, let's listen. But,
you know, to me, it's about control, and why rent control is really important is because rent control alters the power dynamic between renters and who owns the building.
Hold on a second. She did owns in quotes.
Yeah, like there's like she does not believe in property. She says that out loud.
Owns the building. So, and when it comes to this warehouse, then I would own this warehouse in quotes, but the government. I guess the government really owns it, right? Or she owns it.
She says, we're New York City, and if we want it, we'll take it.
Okay, so she owns it, or New York City owns it?
New York City owns it.
All right, so Glendale may own this. I just pay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's watch her. Sorry. I want to
keep it up.
Is this more of her? It's awesome. By the way, we let women do this. Sorry, it's our fault. Someone just said we didn't tell them to shut up enough early on.
I think the reality is that for centuries we've really treated property as an individualized good and not a collective good, and we are going to transitioning to treating it as a collective good and towards a model of shared equity will require that we think about it differently, and it will mean that families, especially white families, but some POC families who are homeowners as well, are going to have a different relationship to property than the one that we currently have.
Adam, your relationship with your property is going to be different.
Well, that's good. I can stop paying taxes on it, maybe. You think so? I think that's what she's talking about?
It could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she just goes on and on and on.
See a Weaver. Yeah.
But, you know, have you seen the series Pluribus?
No, I have not.
It's very good. You guys seen it? Anybody? Mm-hmm. It explores the logic, the final taking the logical extreme of collectivism and the logical extreme of individualism at the same time.
Well, let me just lay this on you with my misogynistic leanings. We have a lot of graft and corruption amongst the Somalians in Minnesota because they're people that are sort of lean that way in general. And then people go, "Are you saying every Somalian?" I go, no. But if the culture kind of leans that way, then you're going to have more of that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if men lean a little closer to the logic department and women lean a little further from the logic department, and then you take a lot of women and you put them in positions of power, then you're going to get a little further away from logic. And then people can go, well, what about Harmeet Dillon? And I go, she is very logical. Right. But I'm still just talking about a percentage thing. A tendency.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like, is every Somali a crook who's starting a date? No. But if the culture leans that way, then you'll find more of that in this group. And if you take these city councils and we make the head of the everything female, 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 then you're going to get more of this and Nithya Ramans and things like that, and less of what you would get if I was in that position.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're experiencing right now.
Yeah.
And people think that's like a misogynistic, but I don't really think it is. There's great differences between you and your wife, and there's great differences between me and my ex-wife, and there would be a great difference if we were in charge of a city or a municipality.
Yeah.
There would just be a difference.
Yeah.
Now you can decide. Now that difference is bad, but let's pretend I didn't say that. We are just experiencing the difference of having a majority male city council mayor. You know, I mean, you look at it this way. What was Los Angeles? Okay. You can go back to 1990. 1995, 2000, right? And you go, how was Los Angeles? And I'd go, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It seemed fine. It was not much, you know.
You wouldn't even notice it. It was just running.
It just ran.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of homeless or garbage or whatever. It was kind of okay.
There was governance.
Yeah, there was a little bit of traffic. And they go, okay, so what do we have what do you have 30 years ago? Well, what you has, male mayor, male governor, male city, majority male city council. I mean, it must have been, you know, the fire chief was male, the cop, you know, top cop was male, like DA. You know, it was probably, if you went back to 1995, it was majority male everything, right? Okay, with a different mentality. Well, now you got the lady fire chief and the lady mayor and the majority lady.
We have almost exclusively female in positions here, right?
Every time I marvel, even at Brown, I'm looking at you, Andrew, when they brought the president of the college, I'll tell you where it gets, I don't want to say the word jarring, but it becomes sort of obvious. Something goes down in this town, in this, you know, Chicago had a mass shooting or whatever. Now we're going to get the police chief and the mayor and the city council, and there's 3 women standing there, right? And then you go, a fire in L.A. Okay, we got to get the police chiefs going. Oh, it's a female police fire chief, you know? And then when they go, we're going to pull all these presidents of these Ivy League institutions up in front of Congress, you're like, there's 3 women sitting. Where's the guys? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not saying it's 100%, but then, you know, Brown University is a shooting around. Well, we have the president of Brown. Now, you and I are old, so we would treat the president of a college like you'd say an airplane pilot. Like if somebody said, if you were in school and you were in the 5th grade and it was career day and they said, coming up next, an airline pilot is going to talk us about how to fly a 747. You'd sit there. If a woman walked out in a uniform, you'd be like, what? It would jar you. You wouldn't necessarily think it was bad. It would just be like, wow, that's different.
Yeah.
It's women everywhere now. Every press conference, every head of, every president of the college or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Right. Now, we just got done hauling the people in front of Congress, and that was all women. So what's going on? And then you have to ask yourself, what's going on the college campuses? What's going on in L.A.? And do you like it? And I would argue, no, it's not as good as it was. So maybe there's a connection.
Well, that and
Thank
can you see a difference between Tulsi Gabbard and our mayor? You know what I mean?
Always. Listen,
or
Tulsi
you said
Gabbard,
Harmeet Dillon.
Harmeet, of course,
You know.
for sure.
Yeah,
But by the way, there's a big fucking difference between me and that big puss Gavin Newsom.
Right.
Too. We both have
Right.
cock and balls. He's fucking pussy. He's retarded. But the point is yes, no.
You sure he has cock and balls?
I don't know. The way he sits, you know, look, it would be completely unfair to lump in Karen Bass with Harmeet Dillon,
Right.
or Tulsi Gabbard,
Yeah.
and it would be unfair to me to lump in the big fucking pussy Gavin with me.
Yeah.
So you can bring that up till you're blue in the face, which everyone does, because they think they're making a point, but they're not really making a point because it's still a percentage thing. There's a larger percentage of women who think like Karen Bass and who think like Nithya Raman.
One quick thing.
Then there are, I don't know,
Yeah.
you know, when you meet
Tendency.
you meet a woman who thinks like Harmeet Dillon, you go, oh, whoa, where you been?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're used to something else.
Well, yeah. I mean, people should be assessed not by their chromosomes. That's the whole point.
They shouldn't be assessed by their chromosomes, but if you've decided that you're going to make a concerted effort to get more women in positions of power, you're going to have this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
One quick thing before the break. I was listening to a French general talk before we started today, and he was saying, look, what do you people think? He goes, we talk in this country. We talk. We don't do anything. You talk all you want. Nothing's going to happen. He goes, war is about, military is about doing stuff. You have to do things. And if you don't do it, you're weak, and it's over. That's it. And I thought, well, yeah, there we go.
But that's a very male perspective. All right, quick break. Right back after this.
2026 is going to be a great year, and a lot of you have ideas you would love to take the leap about, but don't know where to start. Well, Shopify is the place to start. But this year, you can take matters into your own hands, and Shopify gives you everything you need to sell online and in person. Millions of entrepreneurs have made that leap because it gives you all the tools to make your dream store. Of course, everyone knows what Shopify is, and of course, everyone uses it. Stay up to date with the AI tools that help with product descriptions, photo editing, more. Marketing is built in, and as you grow, Shopify grows with you. Handle more orders, expand to new markets, and do it all from the same dashboard. Right, Daphne?
In 2026, stop waiting and start selling with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/AdamandDrew. Go to shopify.com/AdamandDrew. That's shopify.com/AdamandDrew. Hear your first this new year with Shopify by your side.
All right.
So Nick Reiner.
Nick
that
Reiner.
Story. So horrible mess. But I blame the state of California for it. I really do, because I don't know what happened. I don't have details, but I know how families struggle in California to get people who are very sick treatment. You can't. You can't do it. No matter how sick they are, you can't get them care. Did you see that kid that...
What do you mean can't get them care?
Let me give you an example. That child star that they put into an apartment. Remember that kid who's strung out? And then they
he's an adult now, but yes.
Right. He's an adult now. They found him on the street. He was completely a mess. We're going to put him in an apartment. It's all is going to be good now. And they're like, oh, okay, well, no, it's not so good. We're going to get him treatment. I announced he won't make it 2 days. He will not make it 2 days, because when you're on meth, you don't want to stay in treatment. He smoked meth during his psychiatric evaluation on day one and bolted out to the streets again, where he remains. And you're not allowed to...
Tyler Chase, I'm told.
Tyler Chase. You're not allowed to take that kid and go, hey, dude, I'm going to put you in this room for 2 weeks so your head clears. Let's do this. You're not allowed.
Right.
And literally, who was I talking to yesterday? Somebody said that they were, a physician friend of mine, Dr. Bruce, was talking to, I hope this is not going to out anybody or hurt him, but he was talking to somebody about this issue, and he was making the point that they kept saying, they want to do drugs, let them do it, who are you to say, that kind of bullshit. And he goes, well, what if they're running down the street naked and completely psychotic and dangerously aggressive? She literally said, well, they're happier if they're psychotic.
Really?
I went, oh my God, we are there.
Yeah.
We are there.
So, okay. So here's the thing. It's about rules. It's about enforcement. There can be no more sit back and live and let live, or whatever, free to be you and me. It's just rules, and it's consequence, and this is why there's so many criminals and junkies just sleeping on the street, living
people
on the street.
dying.
It should be unthinkable.
It is manslaughter.
Right.
If this were a dog that ran around on the freeway and then was biting people, what do you just? The dog's happier that way.
Right. Well, as I've been saying to you, all the stuff we're dealing with, it doesn't work. It's now just strict enforcement. It's basically, look.
It's what it's always been.
You can talk to Iran about enriching their nuclear whatever and ask them to please stop, and we'll do sanctions, and then we'll do inspections, and we'll do some more sanctions and some more inspections, and we'll have some more conversations, we'll drop off some money, or we can get a couple bunker busters and we'll drop it up the chimney, and that'll be that. And that's basically where I'm at with just about everything.
Well, it kind of scares me that Trump is sort of gaining experience with this.
Yes.
And he likes it.
I agree. I like it too.
It concerns
there
me a
is
little bit.
no.
Like, it could go too far.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is if you're sleeping on the street, you don't have any business on that street. This is illegal. You can go somewhere, but if you can't go somewhere and you're on the street, then we were going to collect you and we'll put you somewhere for your own good. And by the way,
you'll believe. Look, why did I work in this for 30 years? Because guess what? People are much happier when they're not psychotic, when they're not strung out.
For the store owners. Peace of mind too. You're picking a piss in front of the guy's store. You're scaring people away. You know, the whole homeless thing, it's a yardstick for me to measure any city.
Yeah.
If you got a problem, I mean, I told you I was menaced by a guy in San Diego, like literally younger, well-built, good-sized black guy. Me and my girlfriend trying to walk to go get something to eat. A couple of months ago, guy like spotted me, crossed the street, like ran up to me, got in my face, started talking about, you know, did I touch him? Did I touch something? And I was like, oh, well, this is going down.
Yeah.
It was a situation. I mean, there was a couple of people that were walking. We didn't know them, but they were scared shitless. This guy ran across the street towards it. It's like a whole. San Diego's a shit show, by the way. San Diego, whoever's running San Diego, how about you get your fucking shit together? The place used to be nice. Now it's a shit box. And I tried to walk from the hotel to the place, you know, where the breakfast was or whatever. I couldn't do it. I had to fucking turn around. I got menaced, turned the next corner. It's a whole village out there. I don't know who the fuck's on the street. If you have a homeless problem, you do not run your town correctly. You can talk to me all you want about test scores, schools, elderly, walkability, whatever, rent. Talk to me about anything you want. If you got a bunch of fucking people living on your street, you're a shit mayor, shit city council, and you're not doing it right. You're not running your town
this
right.
State, they make it very hard for the mayors to do it right, though. The state make it almost impossible. But I agree with you.
Right.
But so what happened with this whole event?
I started to, you know, maybe just because I boxed a lot, I start to slowly get into whatever this position I think I need to be in. You know, I don't know. There's too many fucking people. You know, people do all that. You see it on the internet all the time. They go, come on, bro. And the guy just knocks them out. You know what I mean? Like, no, you got to get a little bit of space and you can start getting your one foot behind your other. Like, don't be square. Get that stance going. So for me, I always just kind of drift into the stance a little bit. I don't really move suddenly, but I understand what's potentially going to happen here. And he just went, he said something like, you like it when I touch you? You want to touch me? Or some shit like that. I was just like, okay. And he just kind of stood there, and it's like everyone's fucking scared out of their mind. It's Saturday at noon, you know. And then he went back. But I couldn't use San Diego. Todd Gloria, mayor of San Diego. Oh, Democrat. What? Serving since 2020. It's a piece of shit city. Todd, you fucked your city up. Sad. Used to be nice.
Used to be beautiful.
People used to want to go to your city. And then Todd Gloria, mayor of San Diego, you fucked it up. Oh, he's the first person of color. First openly gay. Oh, that's why he's doing such a wonderful job. Okay. He's the first to everything. All right, Todd, you suck at your job, but I'm glad you got in there as a DEI hire. Now you can fuck the city up a little bit more, and then when you're done fucking it up, we can get rid of the DEI hires and get back to someone who's competent. Should we do that, Drew?
I want to get back to reality.
He's openly gay. All right.
He can be
you
gay.
suck cock. Does that make you an expert in homelessness? Or maybe it does.
I wish it did. I hope it does.
Sucking cock doesn't make you good at things other than sucking cock.
Not
and
necessarily.
being black doesn't
May
make
not
you
even be
good
good at that.
Well, that's true. And being black doesn't make you good at things either. So those should be carved out. I'd like to know if you're an effective person. So that's why San Diego's such a piece of shit. They did a DEI, black, gay. We got the first. Well, good. LA's a piece of shit. We got a first female black. Okay, good. Piece of shit. People should get into this
so
DEI thing and start.
It's so
By the way,
awful.
you hurt the movement when you fuck up your city because you're setting the movement back because now we don't think a gay guy can run San Diego. All right. Tomorrow night, Colorado Springs, Looney's Comedy Corner, doing a couple shows there. And Greenwood Village, Colorado Sunday, we added a second show. The first show is sold out. Comedy Works. Go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. What do you got, Drew?
Go to drdrew.com. Everything's there.
So, till next time, Adam Crow for Dr. Drew saying, Mahala. I feel like new cars, the headlights are so smart. They go up and down and up and down, like they shift. You don't have to do the high beams and the low beams and everything. I know, not an issue. I've not found that to be an issue. But I like that you work lumen into a discussion, and I like the fact that there's we have leagues and lumens and volts and yards and watts and fathoms,
leagues.
And I like trying to think of the one. I like that we have knots. Like miles per hour, not good enough. We need knots. Knots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that there's all these units of measurements. I like BTUs, which are British thermal units. Like what's this oven putting out? The stovetop's putting out 5,000 BTUs. I just love that. I love all the... You know what Here's a question for Rudy.
Yes.
And a question for Dawson. Are you ready?
Yes.
The average male...
Which we are.
Could name
Slightly above.
how many units of measurement versus the average female. Because I think if I talk to the average female, they go, there's miles per hour, and then there's acres, and then there's the cutometer. Or something.
Cutometer.
Well, when a teddy bear is so cute, you can't stop but hugging it.
We call it a cutometer.
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
Well, that's how you measure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that most women I know could come up with more than 3.5 units of measurement. And guys got leagues and fathoms and
leagues,
BTUs.
fathoms.
We could keep going.
Well, then you break up into the metric system, and it's decimeters and...
Sure. You got the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that's what they would have. Yeah. All right. You got some news. I gotta tell you, I had a great confusing conversation with Mike August, because you know how all conversations with Mike are confusing.
Yes, they are.
Now, here's why I'm frequently confused in life.
Fathoms.
I said fathom.
Oh, I thought
We had leagues and fathoms.
I heard leagues.
No, we had fathoms. I understand how things work. And other people don't understand how things work. And so people tell me things that don't make sense to me, but it doesn't not make sense to them because they don't know how anything works. So they just start saying something, and I go, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. So I was talking to Mike, and he goes, well, I talked to this guy on Friday. You got to make sure and talk to him about he has a product. He has an invention. I go, what's the invention? He goes, the trap? The P-trap underneath the sink in the toilet? I go, yeah. By the way, man has not improved on the trap. The trap is just that U that goes under your sink. It's called a P-trap. I don't think this has to do with the pee-pee, but it's P-trap. But your trap is where the water's trapped, and the water's trapped so the vapor from the sewage line doesn't come up and infiltrate your house.
Yeah.
Right? And it works pretty good.
Yeah, it's also there for dads to take apart when their daughter drops a ring down
That's
there.
right.
And then you got to pull 4 linear feet of hair out of the goddamn.
Oh, God, women's hair.
That's gross.
So Mike goes, this guy's got an invention of how to dry up the P-trap. And I go, why do you need an invention to dry up a P-trap? And he goes, like in a house that's abandoned or not being used for a long period of time. you dry up that P-trap. And I go, no, you don't want to dry up the P-trap because then the gases will get back into the house. The P-trap dries up on its own on an abandoned, like if you could have a downstairs bathroom they haven't used in 2 years and the trap will dry up. The water will evaporate, you know? Then he goes, well, this is for drying up the P-trap. And I go, but why would you want to dry up a trap? And he goes, if you're not using the house. I go, yeah, but if you're not using the house, you don't want the gases from the sewer coming. You want the water. He goes, well, the water gets, now Mike's doing, he's off. The water gets bad, and you want to get that water out of there. I go, see, Mike, I think it's the opposite. I don't think you dry up. I think you want the water. Yeah, but the water will just be there forever. I go, no, the water will evaporate. And then the gases will get in. So what is this invention to dry up the water in a bathroom you're not using downstairs? Yeah. Why is that an invention? It'll dry up on its own, and then the gases will get into the house from the sewer. And he goes, no, that water will just stay there forever. And this is now Mike scatting.
Sure, yeah.
Right, because he's made an incorrect premise, and now he doesn't know what to do.
Grasping for P-traps.
What he can't do is go, oh, you know more than I do about plumbing? Let me recheck this. So I go, he goes, well, the water will just sit there forever. I go, well, it can't sit there forever. Like, you can't fill your dog's bowl, and then it'll just be there in 7 years. Sure. Like, it'll evaporate. Now, it'll be there. I go, let's go up and look online and see how long water sits in a P-trap online. And he'll go, it's funny because once in a while the internet gives you, like he goes, water in a P-trap will last for the life of the winter. And he kind of looks at me and goes, see? And then he goes, unless you don't use it, in which case it's 2 to 3 weeks. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So it's gone. So he goes, anyway, the guy's got an invention to dry up. I go, Mike, there is no, first off, it'll dry up on its own if you abandon the house. So why do we need an invention? And then secondly, this doesn't make sense to me because you want water in the P-trap so the gases don't come pouring into the house. And he goes, I go, check the guy's email. Let's see what he said. So he check it out. I have coming up the patent invention to keep water in the P-trap when the bathroom is not being used. And I said, yeah, Mike, you flipped it. And then we went off down retard trail for 20 minutes. And now we're back because I know how shit works and you don't. And then as I'm walking out, he goes, what's the big deal about the gases in an empty house? And I go, okay, Mike, you didn't make your point. I know nothing, but I'm right, and you don't want gases in your house. Yeah. Whether you're in it or not.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go.
I got a side question.
Took a while. It took a long while.
Side question.
But by the way, the reason everything takes a long while is because no one goes, hey, you're a genius who knows about plumbing. Let me check this. Right. I may be wrong. No, we have to keep going in this invention that dries up the thing you want.
Yeah. I was one time told, don't ever take the knife out of the surgeon's hand.
Yes.
And I have lived by that motto, and I am telling you, my life is so much easier because I realize so many people have so much more information than I do. So then I go, okay, you know what? Instead of me trying to exert any sort of energy towards this, how about the guy who knows what he's doing? Even if you have no less than me, how about you just go do it anyway?
But here's the problem. I have no information, and he has all the information because he has the email that the guy sent him about his invention that he fucked up and misinterpreted.
Sure.
Of course, but he doesn't realize that he does that.
Yeah.
And I have no information except for I have God on my side, and I understand how everything works. And so anybody else, if he said to Andrew over there, the guy's got an invention, dries up the water, it gets caught in the P-trap, Andrew would go, why didn't someone think of that earlier? And then he'd walk out of the room.
Yeah.
But I go, who wants that invention? Nobody wants that invention. That's not an invention. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're misinterpreting something because that's not what anyone wants.
Yeah.
Because I see everything.
Does this guy have a side invention, not only for the P-trap, but also for the toilet?
And the vagina.
Get out.
You can dry that
thing up, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Instant sand.
Because when I go on the road sometimes, I'm gone for so long, I come back to my apartment, and the second I open my door, I'm like, the toilets have dried out. I can smell it because I'll be gone for sometimes like 5 to 6 weeks at a pop on the road, and then I come back.
Well, this guy has an invention to not let that happen.
Awesome. Well, good.
Right.
Now, see, if Mike had been doing the marketing for this, I would have never bought this guy's toilet. What do you want to call it? Hydrator.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What do you got?
Let's go. Luigi Mangione was once roughed up by a group of transgender women during a wild night out in Thailand in the months before he allegedly gunned down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in a new report. The 27-year-old accused assassin allegedly bragged to his friends over WhatsApp about his raucous nightlife backpacking through Asia before he returned to the U.S. in July of 2024 and allegedly shot Thompson in December. Mangione claimed that he had been beaten up by 7 quote, lady boys in Bangkok and shared a photo of his battered and scratched arms.
Bangkok, European city. The world's gayest song by Murray Head.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever made my son laugh. When that song comes on, I go, this is the gayest song ever written.
Yeah.
Murray Head is the guy's name. And it's one night in Bangkok.
Did you guys ever, when you guys were kids, when somebody would go, hey, what's the capital of Thailand?
Whack.
Whack, Bangkok.
Right in
right in the cock. Yeah.
Yep, that's how we rolled. Yeah, then we would offer the grieving a Hertz donut. Mm-hmm. And then we'd punch him in the arm.
Yep. After that, a 52 pickup.
Yeah, the cards. Yeah. Was also a movie starring Roy Scheider.
A night in Bangkok? No.
52 pickup.
Oh, 52 pickup. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
52 pickup. Always be talking about the last thing you said.
Sorry, you're right. You are right. I'm sorry.
52 pickup was a Roy Scheider, like weird suspense action cop something movie. It was like one of those 80s movies that somehow slid under the radar. Like people have no idea how many movies have been made that they've just never heard of. Maybe Anne Margaret was in 52 Pickup with Roy Scheider. It never shows up on cable. No one cares. It's never been spoken except for by me. But he made a movie.
Yeah, he also he's like such a good, gristled, kind of haggard guy. He plays the sheriff in Jaws. And
great.
He's great in that. Everything else was, there you go.
There it is, Roy Scheider.
Okay, can we just...
Anne Margaret.
Can we double check to make
Vanity.
Sure? Who's Vanity?
Vanity was one of Prince's proteges.
Really?
Clarence William III, who I know from the Mod Squad, but you guys know from... Wait a minute.
He was like the caretaker of the mortuary in Tales from the Hood. From the
Clarence
90s.
Williams III?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Great movie.
He wasn't... Oh, God, what was he in? Anyway, so I don't know, what, 1984, what, 86? Yeah, there it is.
Look at Anne Margaret.
She's the hottest.
Beauty.
Can't do better than her.
Beauty, yeah.
And that voice, too. Anyway, all right, where were we? Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
Luigi. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Roy Schneider could have played Luigi in a movie in his younger days.
Scheider.
Oh, I say Schneider. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you're thinking about one day at a time. Schneider. Remember every sitcom just had that guy, maintenance guy, guy'd show up, bring a little levity into the situation.
Yeah, like Wings.
Wings had it. Even at some point, Good Times had it with Bookman. Bookman was the name of the janitor in the building who would show up. Like that was like season 5 or something of Good Times. Like he showed up later, and they started bringing comedy. Into in more comedy.
More comedy.
Yeah. So anyway, Luigi was. I saw a picture of Luigi. And then I started thinking back, and Dawson, I don't know if it's in the computer, but there's a picture of me when I was like 21, and I was building my grandmother's kitchen, and I was wearing a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt, a blue Mickey Mouse sweatshirt, and I was standing in my grandmother's kitchen that I was building. It's in the computer somewhere. And I saw that picture of Luigi, and I thought, that's kind of what I looked like when I was 21.
Yeah.
But
I can see it.
We'll see it. But anyway, so the he-she's or the she-boys, or what do they call them?
Ladyboys.
Ladyboys. I get that's a business, but I don't. The guys that are into that confuse me, and I don't trust them. And I don't know. Like, I'm not really into the partially gay thing. I'm into it's not a dimmer switch. It's a toggle.
Yeah, you are. You
for
aren't.
me. Yeah, and it's sort of like, well, I'm not into dudes, but I do like the lady boys. They have a nice penis, but fake titties or like whatever. I'm like, something's up. Something's wrong. Don't trust it.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
No, not like once a year you just take a trip over to Thailand and rent one of these gals or guys, I guess, maybe for the night.
Well, like, who do you know? Like, what celebrity? You hear about a little David Bowie and a little Mick Jagger, but like, what celebrity really ever went like, oh, this guy is just a straight guy because no one knew back in the day, and then at some point Elton John announces he's bi, and now he's been married to a dude for 37 years. Like, it's never back. He's not with Anne Margaret. He's with Roy Scheider. The whole point is it's not. No one ever goes back. They go once they cross into this. Yeah. They're going that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. All right. Yeah. I don't. Also, it's got to be a weird part where, I mean, as a nation, you got to take a good look in the mirror when your main industry is sex tourism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like what do you guys? Places do industrial diamonds, other places do chips, other places do natural earth or rare earth minerals and stuff like that. But you do ladyboys.
Sure.
That's a weird thing to have on your resume.
Yeah, it's like the countries when the Green Bay Packers were playing in Brazil, and everyone's like, let's go down to Brazil. Let's go to Brazil. I'm like, no, let's wait until they play Ireland. Let's play London. I don't need to go to a place where I have to have a fake wallet in my back pocket in case I get robbed. I'm totally okay with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Don't need it.
Yeah, me in Mexico, I was only 16, I think, in that picture. There is standing in the kitchen. Well, you wouldn't even know it was a kitchen. It's just me with the Mickey Mouse, blue Mickey Mouse shirt on. Yeah, as I was 16, we went to Tijuana.
Is that Tijuana? You're in Tijuana there?
Yeah, I'm in Tijuana.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say the glasses look like some sort of margarita. So
drinking margaritas. 16.
That's awesome.
Flower in my hair. And by the way, the strange dude on the far right, just a Marine we picked up. Like, that guy was not friends of mine. That's a 23-year-old Marine who just wanted to party.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how Tijuana works.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of fucking people show up, you start getting drunk.
Was he one of the men that was left behind? And we had to go get him?
Yeah, he's one of the men that was left behind. He was a good man, but I left a lot of guys. I mean, this guy's just some jarhead from camp whatever in San Diego. He was solo.
Yeah.
It was like, he's probably from Kentucky or something, or like, party.
Last chopper out of Bangkok brought him right down to Tijuana. In fact, I was actually in El Paso recently, and the guy said, I go, what about going over to Mexico, man? We go over there and get a couple of drinks, and the guy goes, dude, you're better off going to Tijuana. Going to, what is the place called? Chihuahua, next door to El Paso. Mm-hmm. They were like, dude, you don't want to go. And I said, oh, is it scary? They go, not the locals, the federale.
Oh, really?
They'll shake you down over the border. Yeah.
Yeah, I got lucky. I've been to Tijuana many times, gotten, a little bit of trouble, and never got any trouble at the federale.
Yeah.
I got woken up by a federale after passing out in an alley, and I didn't even do anything to me.
Yeah.
Just hit me with this nightstick.
Really?
Poked me.
It's a weird name for his dick.
he just poked me, like, get up. And I was like, oh, yeah? And it's like, I was just going to catch some Z's in this alley behind Margaritas Village. And he woke me up, and he didn't arrest me. He just said, go back in.
Man, good times. We were down we were at a strip club in Tijuana one night, and there was a woman up on stage and two dudes just sitting on Sniffer's Row, and she just came over and had her ass right in front of his face, and he just licked an index finger and boop, right up in there. And she laughed and he laughed and they all got a good chuckle out of it. And I was like, you'd have two broken arms in Vegas if that ever happened.
I don't know if you're one upper, but at the Unicorn off of Revolution Boulevard in Tijuana, guys did more than their finger.
No way.
They used their mouth.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
They let that guy stick his finger in his mouth? That's crazy.
I walked out. I said, that guy got a taste of old Mexico. I was laughing at my friends the whole time. Oh, yeah, live band. Guy with the trumpet with the dent in it. You know what I mean? One guy it's not really a drummer, it's a snare drum, and a guy playing a giant guitar. It was awesome.
That's great. Good times, man. All right. Former ESPN employee says middle school daughter faced an obviously naturally born boy in a basketball game. Sam Ponder has been outspoken about trans athletes in girls' sports. Ponder said last month that it is ridiculous to have transgender athletes compete.
Is she former? You say former ESPN?
Former ESPN.
Oh, yeah. You can't start talking like this unless you're former.
Yeah.
If you're current, you got to just suck a dick and shut up because you'll get fired.
Yeah.
But if you're former, then you can start speaking freely.
Yeah. Also, her husband, Christian, Sam and Christian both lived in Minnesota. And yeah. Loved them as residents. They're great. They're such nice, good, hearty people who now live in New York City, and you can definitely tell. She makes a comment about it where somebody says, well, why don't you just go ahead and move? And she's like, I don't want to move. It's New York City, but they're having a little bit of culture shock as they are moving to such a big place that has, leagues and such with children that allow this to happen.
You know what's interesting? Oh, she was fired in 2024. You know what's interesting? Here's an interesting thought experiment. Everyone who's involved with these left-leaning organizations, sadly, like ESPN or anywhere, when they leave, then they go, now I can say what I really feel. There's nobody who leaves the right and goes, now I say what I can really feel what I say. You already said it. You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing to you that you have all these pent up opinions that you can't share? And then you understand that you'll get shit canned if you share those opinions in that environment where you're supposed to be speaking truth to power, except for we'll cut your ass if you say anything that disagrees with us, or you don't want to get the jab, or you speak out against transgender, whatever, you're out.
Yeah.
So who's the oppressive group here, if you think about it? Because I know a lot of people that left the left and now are speaking their mind. By the way, they didn't have a change of mind. They're in their 40s and 50s. They're just feel free to speak their mind now because they were involved with an oppressive regime that wouldn't let them speak their mind. So now, once people leave ESPN, then we can find out what they're really thinking. But it's not like once people leave PragerU, we can find out what they're really thinking. That's what they thought the whole fucking time. So who's doing the lying here? So anyway, Samantha Steele is fired. I don't know what she got fired for, but
Sam Ponder. So it was fired in
Sam
2024. I don't know if it's because of the words. It doesn't mention this in the article, but basically,
Samantha Steele Ponder. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yep. But what she was talking about was we've taught our kids to never make fun of this child, to always be kind and loving, and that the parents are the problem, that no kid is born in the wrong body. But if I'm honest, watching my daughter get posted up by a boy whose parents have deceived him in this way is maddening.
Yes.
Well, it's funny that people are willing to die on this hill for this cause, because it seems like this is such a no-brainer. Why are there boys who are obviously much bigger, much faster, much stronger allowed to compete against biological girls, and parents go, yeah, of course. It's so pragmatic to just go, yeah, no, go. And then we're not saying you can't participate in sports. You just can't participate in this league. Let's find something else that fits you.
Well, their argument is like, that's right. It's so rare that what do you care? You know, they always do that thing where they go, it represents less than 0.1%. So what do you care? It's like, I don't know. If it's 0.1%, that's not fair to whoever. Like,
ask Riley Gaines.
Ask Riley Gaines. I didn't have a daughter that played against biological males in volleyball, so I got lucky. And most people don't. But for the person that does, why should they have to endure that?
Yeah.
There is now Dawson. I wonder where that picture is of me in my blue shirt. Never know with the computer, but it's in books and stuff too. I feel like it's around, and when it's got to be in that computer. But anyway, some female who's running for governor of California was getting into it with. Well, actually, there's two good clips. There's Whoopi Goldberg. Her clip resurfaced about she's sitting with Dylan Mulvaney and
the Bud Light endorser, right?
yes,
Yeah.
and she's talking about how powerful women are, and she's a dope. I retweeted and said we forgot this woman she's a dope. Like Whoopi Goldberg is really fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think you can be talented and dumb. You know, it's actually nice if you're talented and dumb, but she's talented or was talented and is now just left with dumb.
Mm-hmm.
The talent part got kind of rinsed out of the fabric of Whoopi, and now all that's left is dumb. But her comments, and then whoever is running for California, and I'll give you a primer here. She's talking to Piers Morgan. And he's kind of trying to drill down about, like, so the Olympics are coming to the United States. Would you like to see this? And it's not Katie Porter. I would have told you if it was Katie Porter. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll listen to Whoopi and her pearls of wisdom first, which I like. And by the way, whenever a woman or a black person or a black woman does you don't understand me because you're not black, they've lost they've cashed in their chips. They can't make an argument anymore because I don't know. I don't have fallopian tubing, so I couldn't possibly understand anything that has to do with a woman. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom said that he thinks that trans athletes competing in girls' and women's sports was deeply unfair. Now, I want to hear what you think, because I'll tell you what I think, too.
Yeah. The last time I played a sport, I was 6 years old, and I was on a soccer team, but I assigned myself as the nurse. So I sat with the Band-Aids.
All right, hold on for a second. This, by the way, Dylan Mulvaney is insulting to all women because she's doing a bad...
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost minstrel blackface. Like, it's insulting to women.
Sure.
Like women can't play sports, you know. So she's doing a dude's version of a chick, which is insulting. You can remove the name from the monitor I'm looking at here. But go ahead. Play it out. Sorry.
I played a sport. I was 6 years old, and I was on a soccer team, but I assigned myself as the nurse. So I sat with the Band-Aids. And so, in the words of Wicked, I am not that girl. But a dear friend of mine, Skylar, he is a trans athlete. His handle's Pink Manta Ray. That's someone who I really look to for guidance. And I think that is what's tricky is like now stepping in this identity. I'm still like a baby trans. You know, I've only 3 years in. Tomorrow's my anniversary.
Your friend went from female to male and is competing with other males.
Correct.
No.
Yeah.
Her friend.
Her friend. It went from female to male and is competing with other males.
So Gavin doesn't have a problem with that.
Well, I think part of the problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works. So when you come in and you say, all right,
hold on a second. Okay. I'm not a gynecologist, but I can picture LeBron James trying to post up one of the ladies from the WNBA, and I'm not a betting man either. But I'll take LeBron in his prime against anyone in the WNBA on a 1-on-1 to 21. I'll spot the chick 18.5 points, and I'll put my money on LeBron.
Playing to 21?
Yeah, that's what I'll do, because I don't think she's getting a shot off if he's properly motivated.
I'm not a woman, but I know what a dick is.
Yeah. All right, so let's listen to Whoopi. Roll back like 10 seconds. So we're going to really listen to Whoopi, all her wisdom. Well,
I think part of the problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works. So when you come in and you say, these are men,
all right, hold on a second. Her coworkers have to just be like I used to do improv, and there were, out of the troupe of like 9 people, there were like two people who sucked. And we knew who it was. You know what I mean? And every once in a while, you're doing that group improv, and the chick who sucks goes, I'm just going to, and you're just sitting there going,
yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. This is going to, whatever this is, it's not going to be good. Whoopi, the methadone is kicking in, and she's having trouble, and she's grabbing for stuff. This is the problem with men, because they don't know women's bodies, and they don't know how powerful we are with.
But
the problem.
You see how ridiculous that sounds.
Well, let's
though, 'cause
listen.
We know men's bodies. We know men's bodies because we have them.
It gets better. Here it is.
Know how it works. So when you come in and you say, "Oh, these are men,"
competing
against women, you're assuming that the women are weak and just can't do anything except be here. Have you seen female athletes? They know what they're doing. So I'm not sure what's going on or why this is an issue. The same for me as when people say,
I got cock and balls.
If I was a female athlete, I would be rib shit pissed watching this right now going, are you seriously saying that it is okay?
All right, go back. Oh, give me 30, the last 30. That's the best part.
Have you seen female athletes? They know what they're doing. So I'm not sure what's going on or why this is an issue. The same for me as when people say, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about you." You do. God doesn't make mistakes.
No.
And the challenge is not to the trans people, it's to the people who are not trans. That's what God is looking to see, how you treat people.
That's right. I have no fucking idea what this person just said, but she's right.
Yeah.
She's 100% right. There's no way America would tolerate 5 super dopey dudes just talking out of their ass all afternoon. They'd go fucking hit that guy at the folding chair, call the Sandman, get those idiots to fuck off the stage. You don't know what they're talking about.
They tried it on CBS. They tried it. It was Mario Lopez,
Bonaducci,
I think
Dick Clark. Yeah.
They tried, lasted like 4 months, and they went, nah, just forget it. What are we doing?
And
there?
they can talk.
Yeah.
She can't form a thought. God, is she dumb? It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
Who's running? Who was talking to Piers Morgan who was running for?
Betty Yee.
Betty Yee. Sorry. Yeah, that's another great clip, too. These poor people, Piers Morgan interviews these people, and they say insane, asinine things, and then he asks them follow-up questions, and they're like, what? I just said something insane and asinine.
Getting back to that Katie Porter thing, if I could explain to you when that question first came out, when she said, what do you say to the millions or, the however many people voted for Trump in California? How do you, explain that you need them? And she goes, well, I don't. And then she looked to her left at her campaign people and was like, wasn't that funny? Wasn't that brilliant? She was trying to make a joke and has the completely wrong read on everything.
Now, put her name on the screen, Andrew. You got Katie Porter's up there fast, but now we need this one. So Betty Yee, who's another Dumbo who may or may not ruin California, is being interviewed by Piers Morgan, and here's her solution for the transgender thing.
They are now part of, they have been through a transition, a physical transition, and I do believe that they should be able to participate with other female athletes.
Wow, well, you've got the Olympics coming to California, to LA. So are you suggesting that you would allow trans athletes to compete in women's sport in the Olympics if you were governor?
Well, I think there's still a lot of discussion that needs to happen. I think there's a lot of information we need to learn about what's really happening.
Hold on a second. You just got done saying you think they should be allowed to participate. So why do we have to have a long discussion and more? All right, let's see if she answers.
The ability of trans athletes to compete, but my statement is about being able to be sure that they can compete. And right now,
but my question is whether you think they should compete in women's sport in the Olympics, because it's coming to LA, so it's relevant.
I think transgender female athletes are women athletes, and they should be able to compete.
Really? These are 10-cent fucking heads.
So if you were governor of California, you would support biological males who identify as women competing in women's sport in the Olympics?
they are now identified as transgender female.
And you
They
think
should
that
be-
makes, and you think it's fair that they should then compete in women's sport?
I think they should be able to compete in women's sports, but I also think that there is still some discussion about whether they should compete in the same.
Hold on a second. You got to pause it because right off camera is the campaign worker that's looking down at the clipboard going, oh, fucking Christ, we talked about this. Don't fucking do this. It's so, but here's the thing. These people are like, they're essentially like yellow, and I don't even know if there's a pink belt in jiu-jitsu. Whatever the belt that shows up with the gi, that's the belt they are in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
They literally, like, it has to show up with a belt. That belt is what shows up with the gi. That's what they have in logic and arguments. And then they run into Piers Morgan, or they run into Bill Maher, or Gavin Newsom runs into me, and they get tapped out immediately. They immediately get tapped out because they have no skills and they've never thought about it.
It's a rainbow belt, by the way.
It's a rainbow belt. That's right. All right, let's listen to Piers go here.
Some discussion about whether they should compete in the same field, but I just want them to be able to participate.
Sure, I'm sure
There's
you
a
do.
lot of-
Why, out of interest, why do you think we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
Well, because they do come with different attributes in terms of physicality. And
So you accept that we separate the sexes because men have a physical advantage over women?
I know about an advantage in some sports.
Stop
Yes,
here.
in other sports.
This is like my discussion with the P-trap with Mike 2 hours ago. Like, but Mike, we don't want water. Why are you taking? We want water, and because men and women have differences in P-traps. I was like, I had to keep going and going and going. Then eventually we got to the email. Oh, by the way, these 10-cent heads, they want to run California.
Sure.
And it's not all about Olympics and transgender. It's got a lot of other subjects they got to get into. Fire preparation and infrastructure. They're going to bring this dumb chick 10-cent head to every subject. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
All right, let's listen. Let's listen.
I know about an advantage in some sports, yes. In other sports, maybe not.
Can you think of a single sport in the Olympics where men would not have an advantage
poor
over
people.
women, with the exception potentially of archery?
You know, I think you can see female athletes where, particularly in track and field, where agility is probably.
Hang on, are you suggesting that women? So hang on, you think that women could compete against men in track and field, like in 100 meters, 200 meters, 10,000 meters? Do you?
Perhaps, you know, I'm not a sports expert.
No shit.
Of course they couldn't. Have you seen the times that women and men record in the Olympics for all track and field events? Have you watched Usain Bolt
She knows.
when he smashed the world record for the 100 meters?
Yes.
So you
And
think
women are
women
also
could run
smashing
against Usain Bolt, for example, at his peak, and that would be fair?
I think, look, I'm just going to say this. There's a lot of misinformation.
All right. Here's the
about
whole point. Okay. When you have a 10-cent head, you have a 10-cent head. You don't have a 10-cent head with this subject, but you're brilliant in engineering and everything else. You have a 10-cent head. She has a 10-cent head, and she wants to be governor of California, and she would bring her 10-cent head with her weird tales of equality, her imaginary Narnia of equality, that she wants something, everyone's got to be treated fairly, nothing ever fucking works, and now it's a shit show.
Sure.
That's what we have. And that's what the 10-cent head does. And no one ever really, they compartmentalize too much. It's like, you have a 10-cent head. You should not be in charge of anything because you can't think clearly. That's what we're dealing with. And again, it'll translate into any subject.
Well, usually when people start off in an endeavor, whether it be comedy, whether it be music, whether it be carpentry, whatever it is, you start out initially and you suck at it. And as time goes on, you get better. And I've never noticed anybody who is on the left who has ever gotten into politics from day one until the day that they leave whatever office it is or position that they have. They never seem to get better. They never seem to learn the skill at all.
It's sort of it's the inverse of that, because you pull tape of Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton from 2001, and they're talking about a border and not letting people in, and those people are going to commit crimes, and now all of a sudden they're for paying for the transgender surgery for illegals that are in prison. Like, oh, you're going the wrong direction fast. As a matter of fact, you used to be sane.
Yeah.
And then something happened.
Yeah. Nobody ever pulls these people aside and tells them maybe it's time. Like I was on the way here today and I had to have a conversation with a car salesman over the phone. And after 90 seconds, I thought, who told you should be selling cars?
Yes.
You have no idea what you're talking about. And after 90 seconds, I just went, you know what, man? I got another phone call coming in. I'm going to have to take this. I'll call you back. And I just got and I was like, I'll never buy a car from this person. You have no idea what they're talking about.
I marvel in general at people who are in positions where they can't talk and you're asking them stuff. Like, we went to the Lakers game, and my daughter and her friends and everyone was there, and Jay Moore got us these tickets to go to the patio, which is the pre-fun where they have sushi and food and the VIP section, you know. We walked in on the ground floor. I said to the woman, I go, what level's the patio on? I sort of have a recollection of it. And she goes, it's 2 floors up. And I go, that puts you up on the mezzanine. The patio's down. Patio's on the floor with the court. It's the court floor. But you got to get up and then get down or something. She goes, 2 floors up. I go, okay. So me and the kids and we get an escalator, go up again, get out. We're clearly like up in the mezzanine higher row seats. They're down on the court, you know. And I go, this isn't.
Sure.
And then I go, oh no, she didn't mean 2 floors up. She means the second floor, which is the next floor. Then we had to go back down to the thing again and then go walk back up to the second floor. But she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
That's the whole, when she works there. By the escalator, by the way. And then when we got up to the next one, I go, what gate goes down to the patio? And the security chick was like, patio? And I was like, the VIP patio? She's like, I don't know what you're... And I'm like, I don't know how this works, but it's everywhere.
Has nobody asked you this question before ever in this business?
I don't... dumb people can do with knowledge what your dog will do if you feed it like a hot pickled pepper. You know, like the dog will bite it and then just go, and then it just falls out of their mouth. Like I went to Zanku Chicken and I was house sitting and I had my friend's dog bugging the shit out of me the whole time I was eating the rotisserie chicken. Like he was just he was drooling, had his snout on my hip the whole time. And I'm sitting there trying to eat and he wouldn't go anywhere, you know? So he just kept bugging me. So eventually I grabbed one of those pickled radishes things, you know, the rutabaga, whatever that pickled, it's the size of a French fry, but it's purple and it's pickled.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, hey, you want some of this, Barney? He's like, and I was like, here you go, buddy. And he just put it in his mouth and was like, and he just like dropped it and went right back to it. Like he ejected. I know people that do that with information. They just, as soon as something pops in, they shoot it right out. But you can ask August about P-traps 4 months from now. He'll tell you what he told me in the next room. Like they just eject.
Yeah.
Info.
Yeah, there's a reason why the guy who plays center field for the Dodgers has that little cheat sheet in his back pocket that tells him where to stand. Like, why not get one of those? You know, if you're going to be telling people where to go inside of crypto, whatever it's called, arena.
I'm also curious about people's just sort of interaction skills. Like lots of times when you walk down the sidewalk and you're just some guys coming at you the other direction, you do the, hey man, you know, you do sort of the neighbor hand half wave thing and they just walk right past you. And you say to the person you're walking with, you go, what the fuck? And you just do behind, they go, they probably caught off guard. They always go, what do you mean caught off guard? Someone goes, hey, I'll just go, hey.
Yeah.
There's no prep for that. But there was, I cut down a bunch of branches in front of my house And it was like laying in the driveway. And for some reason, before I went to work the other day, I looked out and the city was like coming by and cleaning stuff up because of the fires and stuff. They're like sweeping up the streets, and they started like taking the branches and stuff. And I was like, oh, good. But they took a big branch and they threw it like further up the driveway, and they go, not that one. And then they took all the rest. And so I was like, and then they were kind of moving on. So like I was getting ready for work. So I went down there and I said to the two dudes who were like cleaning up the branch, I go, hey man, could we get that branch? The one that's up the driveway there? And they go, guy, talk to the supervisor guy, like the gray-haired guy who's up the street, because we can't do it. He pulled the branch. I was like, I don't know, you took 8 branches, but the 9th one you threw up the driveway, And I go, he go, talk to that guy. If he okays it, we'll take the branch. I go, oh, okay. It's a pretty heavy pecking order going on with the branch, the arborist community. So I go up straight and I see the silver-haired guy, and I've worked with these guys. There are weirdo blue-collar guys that just have they're sarcastic or shitty or passive-aggressive or whatever. And I go up to him and I go, oh, hey, could you okay it if these guys took that branch, just another branch up my driveway, just threw it in the truck with the other branches? And he goes, I guess, if it's your branch. And he like walks away, and I'm like, what does that mean? I don't know what this was. I don't know what it was. And you're cleaning up branches on the street. I'm a taxpayer. I live in this house. You cleaned up the other branches. You got a little sarcastic and a little weird. And I don't know why you... And there wasn't like, we're not allowed to take branches with a stem over 3 inches, but I guess we can make an exception. There's nothing. It was just some weird sarcastic response and a walk away.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're trying to, I don't know what we accomplished. Yeah. I think he's a dick. Yeah. But other than me thinking he's a dick, he did like give the guys the branch move nod, like the pit boss and casino, this guy,
universal sign.
He wants $10,000 credit.
Yeah. That's just a nod.
And we cut him off after that. Right. Yeah. He gave the nod to his henchman. His henchman took the branch and threw it in there. But I don't know why he did a, I guess if it's your branch, I was accusing me of taking someone else's branch. I don't know why he singled it out.
Yeah.
He didn't feel obliged to explain anything, and I have no idea why we had to have a weird interaction, but there's lots of that.
Yeah, probably just proving that he's supposed to be there because that's his job. He has to be the one to dictate. He is the end all be all of branch taking, so he has to prove that he is worth the amount of money that the city of Los Angeles is paying him.
I have no idea what he's doing there, but I had a flashback to weird blue collar guys, which are you don't run into the weird blue collar guys as much as the weird white collar guys, but Russ, the tin knocker and the sheetrocker, like I did come across some of those sort of, they were a little antisocial, a little passive aggressive, had a kind of a weird sense of humor, but sort of weird, creepy, would freak women out. And you would never let them babysit or house sit. But there were those guys. Sure. Always white guys.
Yeah.
Black. There weren't any blacks, but Hispanics never had that weird thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Growing up in northern Minnesota, we used to play this game called Roofer or Homeless, where we'd look at a guy, because he was like, it was January and these guys were tan still. And you'd go, oh, that guy's definitely, he's either up there pounding shingles or he's living on the streets. One of the two.
Well, let's do one more news story.
Do one more? Sure, yeah. Let's do the Chicago. Let's do this one. That's a good one. So Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson rolled out his progressive budget for 2026 on Thursday as the city faces more than $1 billion deficit, and in it, 2 new special revenue funds for mental health and community safety. The programs will be funded by a tax fee on social media companies called Social Media Amusement and Responsibility Tax, or SMART.
Oh, they got to give it a happy acronym. Just like all these non-government organizations are like, I work for Children First. What do? I siphon money from the city and don't do anything for kids. Yeah. But if we called ourselves grifters who siphon money and then nothing comes out the other end, we wouldn't get the cash. So we called ourselves First Steps. This is First Steps program. We take children of need, and children of color, and children who are needy of color, and we go to the inner cities and we give back. So then we get a bunch of fucking money and we don't do anything for anybody. But if we call ourselves fucking grifters, then we won't get any of the money.
Yeah.
So we got a good name for this stuff that doesn't work.
It's Spanish, Turkish, Egyptian, and Palestinian called STEP. That is where the word acronym STEP comes from. Yes.
All right, let's listen
good
to.
video.
We got. He's. By the way, pause him. There's something wrong with him because he has a lower approval rating than Lori Lightfoot, who nobody liked. And by the way, there is a phenomenon. If you're black, it's a good thing, which is if you had a mayor and the mayor was black and you go, we need a new mayor. It's like, well, we got to get a black guy because you can't replace it with a white guy. But if it was Secretary of the Interior was black and they need to be replaced, you got to replace him with a black guy. Probably even a little bit football coaches too. Like there's a weird thing where if that's who it was. So they had Lori Lightfoot, who was black, who was horrible. And they're like, nobody liked her, and then they're like, we're going to replace her with a dude that people like less because he's more progressive than Lori Lightfoot was, and he has a 6% approval rating, and he doesn't care. He's going right down that path.
Just like we tax other addictive vices that are bad for our health, like nicotine and tobacco, it is far past time we treat social media companies the same way.
Under his proposal, social media companies would pay 50 cents for every active user each month.
By the way, everything has to do with the welfare of the kids and the addiction and everything, but they never go, and no money. It's always the kids, now give us money. It's never just the kids.
Yeah.
There's always money attached to it.
Sure.
So the kids are the Trojan horse that they use to storm the castle to get the cash from the king, but it's not the kids they care about.
Yeah, I like that they was equating it to, things that are harmful, cigarettes, alcohol. The biggest difference is my dad never left for a pack of Instagram and then never came back.
Never came back.
That's a pretty big difference there.
He is fucking horrible and angry and weird and sort of progressive and racist, and I don't know what's attractive about it. I also don't know why, if Lori Lightfoot started running the city into the ground, you would vote to finish running the city into the ground with this socialist imbecile who's angry and racist, by the way, but that's the guy. That's the guy you got.
Passing the baton.
It's so weird. And then what? I don't know what their plan is always. If we could just get more money from people who make money and earn money, then we could fix all this shit. But you can't fix it because it's like a social thing.
Yeah.
And no amount of money can fix it. All it does is exacerbate it and sort of prolongs it, but it never really fixes it because you never get to the root of any of the problems that you claim you're going to fix. But it'd be like me just going, my son's a shit student, so I just need cash. Lots of cash. Tons of cash. Dawson, cash. Andrew, cash. I need cash from everyone in this building because Sonny's a shitty student. It's like, that's not going to fix him being a shitty student. You better sit down and study with him or figure it out. And by the way, I got something that's free. He can go down to the fucking library and spend 4 hours every day reading and studying.
Yes.
You don't need money for that.
Yeah. Also, this is not going to go anywhere. So instead of maybe working against these companies, why don't they do like China did and say X amount of a percentage of the content that is on your platform has to be informative. It has to be able to take our citizens that are watching it at a young age and turn them into good citizens when they become adults. But instead, they're just totally okay with just pumping out more and more garbage onto it that seeps into our kids' brains and then they turn into shitty adults.
Yeah. But somehow, resources. Got to get those resources.
Yeah,
got to get some of your money.
Yeah.
Once we get your money, we can just get an extra 2% from the rich in Manhattan, and we'll have enough money to subsidize the buses. And I would be all for it if it ever worked. It never worked.
Yeah, and that's why when people go, Elon Musk could solve all the world's problems with his money. It's like, well, you're somebody who is your government has an endless supply of money, and they still can't fix the goddamn problems.
But I don't get. There is a problem, which is money. you giving people, so, okay. You go, this guy makes $50,000 a year, and then this guy makes no money a year. So then you go, well, what's that guy do? And they go, well, that guy's an electrician. Or let's make it $100,000 a year. You go, all right, that guy is an electrician. He's got a skill. He's got a truck. He's got tools. He makes $100,000 a year. What's this guy doing? He does nothing. Okay. So what about the guy who does nothing? Well, he doesn't have insurance. He doesn't have medical. He doesn't have dental. He doesn't have anything. Okay. Well, what if we just give him $100,000 a year? Then he's got 100 and the other guy's got 100 and then we're good, right? No, we're not good. The other guy has a skill. He has an ethic. He has a discipline. He has pride. He has self-esteem. He plies his trade. He gets up in the morning, and the other guy's just got $100,000 that he's going to OD on fentanyl.
Sure.
So you didn't fix anything, just like it's like, I don't know, this is the crew that likes honorary degrees. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. You're just taking money from this guy and transferring it to that guy, but that guy has no skill set. Now, if you would like to pay for some sort of vocational training for that guy, then I'm all about it. But that's not what you guys want to do. You just want to grab money from these guys and give it to those guys. And then you get in this argument. You got to pull up. It made me laugh. I was watching it yesterday. Some genius puts together these things. I liked it, I think, Andrew, but I didn't see it when you were looking at my tweets. But it's Bernie Sanders throughout the years complaining about the oligarchy and being on the precipice of the oligarchy starting in 1985. They just in perpetuity just keep talking about it. Basically, Bernie Sanders will talk about the oligarchy for 50 years. And Al Gore will talk about rising sea levels for 50 years, and nothing ever happens. Sure. That's the comedy. That's the comedy of it. But they somehow need to get more money from you, and then that'll fix it. All right, it starts in 93. I stand corrected with the oligarchy. This is Bernie Sanders starting 32 years ago.
This great country of ours is moving very rapidly in the direction of oligarchy. The United States of America today is increasingly becoming an oligarchy. More and more
95.
Moving toward an oligarchy. We are moving in the direction of oligarchy. We will move even more rapidly in the direction of an oligarchy. This great country
2014
is evolving into an oligarchic society.
2015.
It is called oligarchy. And that is the system we are rapidly moving toward. This is a budget that moves our country rapidly into the direction of oligarchy. A handful of billionaires 2018. Are moving this entire planet toward an oligarchic society.
Start off with the bad
2025.
And that is that under Donald Trump, this country is hurtling rapidly toward oligarchy.
Okay. Should we listen to the old fuck or not? By the way, somebody pointed this out, but I pointed it out a long time ago, which is no more millionaire stocks, only billionaire stocks, because he's a millionaire. And millionaires are evil.
Yeah.
He switched. He did 50 years of millionaires, and 6 months ago he switched to billionaires. Mm-hmm. That's that oligarchy talk is like you when you get drunk with the Brewers winning the World Series. It just in perpetuity.
Oh man, I know.
It never ends.
Never ends.
Not gonna happen.
I know, man. Yeah, I've been saying it for years now. This is our year. That's like me and Sanders. Although I aged a little bit more than Bernie did in that video. Holy shit! From 93 to 2025, he looks almost identical.
You can tell just by the hair. Loss, but that's about it. So anyway, everyone buckled up for the oligarchy, or is it going to be the rising tides that hit us first?
Ooh.
Maybe those tides will take out the oligarchs. Maybe they'll be riding those yachts in. Remember 10 minutes ago when Putin invades Ukraine and Biden takes to the mic and goes, "Don't worry. We're going to take all those oligarchs and we're going to take their yachts away and their real estate away from them in New York City, and this shit's going to be over in the next week." Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that plan? Did that plan come together? I don't remember that plan coming together. Was it ever a plan? I guess is the question. I love that. And remember 3 weeks after that, when a gallon of gas was like $6 or a loaf of bread was too expensive, and that was Putin's price hikes.
Mm-hmm.
Remember Putin hiked our prices up over there from the Kremlin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Were they just talk about whatever all the time? Like, does anyone ever just go, hey, what do we say? Putin's price hikes. What's that mean? I don't know, but they start with a P.
Yeah.
And it sounds good. And remember, we're all getting Putin, right?
Eggs are at $2.39 right now. Nobody's going, hey, thumbs up on getting the price of eggs down. That was nice. I thought we were all supposed to be living in poverty because eggs were $5.
The oligarchy versus the Tide versus the Brewers. Who's going to get there first?
Man.
I don't know.
I do this joke. I haven't done it in a while now because it's been passed. But when the information first came out, I was doing this bit about billionaires and how people are getting tired of them. And there's one particular billionaire that only pays their employees 0.007% of their net worth. And they also own 8 different houses in states that are tax friendly as to be able to get away from paying federal income tax. And then the twist at the end is, oh, by the way, it's Taylor Swift.
Right.
And everybody is like, and I've had so many women clap. I'm like, we got to get rid of these billionaires. And women are in Miami. People were like, fuck them billionaires. And then when I dropped the T Swift on them, they're like, oh shit. Yeah. And if you do the math, she really does, because she only has, like probably 12 people that she employs. I know she has a lot of people that are independent contractors, but if you do the math, she really does only pay her employees 0.007% of her actual wealth, which is 1.9 billion or something.
Oh God. I know, but listen, she creates tons of jobs and employment and is on the happy side of all this. I know Bernie and his crowd think of George Floyd as a hero, but he doesn't create a lot of jobs. Well, I guess for probation officers and people like that. All right. Oh, you got Biden talking about Russian oligarchs. Oh, what year is this from? Like, what is this, like 10 minutes after the war started? Or, it's a State of the Union. State of the Union, March. So how long after Russia invades is this State of the Union when we're going to talk about bringing the Russians to their knees with the oligarchs over there? The oligarchs are evidently much more durable than we thought. Because we thought we could just take away their yacht and their penthouse in Hell's Kitchen, and they'd fucking fold like a deck of cards, but they don't. Evidently, they remain. All right, I'm sorry. What is this, a month later? This is 1 month after the invasion. Here we go. All right. While we were talking, I'm sure Russia just launched another drone strike on a special needs kindergarten in Kiev. But here was Joe 1 month after 3 years ago. Here we go.
Putin's latest attack on Ukraine was premeditated and totally unprovoked. He rejected repeated efforts at diplomacy.
Just don't.
He thought the West and NATO wouldn't respond.
Oh, look out.
He thought he could divide us at home, in this chamber, in this nation.
Oh, he cannot.
He thought he could divide us in Europe as well.
Not going to happen.
But Putin was wrong.
Uh-oh.
We are ready. We are united, and that's what we did. We stayed united. Together, along with our allies,
is this
we are
3 years
now
ago?
enforcing powerful economic sanctions.
All right, hold on. What is this 3 years ago?
Yeah, it's 2022, right?
Yeah, this is March 2022.
Oh, it's 3.5 years
years
ago. Oh, okay, that's what I was asking. There's a bunch of months in here.
Cutting off Russia's largest banks from the international financial system. Preventing Russia's central bank
they're
from defending
cooked.
the Russian ruble.
He cooked them. They'll grovel.
Making Putin's $630 billion war fund worthless. We're choking Russia's access.
They're choked off a scant 3.5 years ago.
Access to technology that will sap its economic strength and weaken its military for years to come.
They got nothing.
Tonight, I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders who bilked billions of dollars off this violent regime, no more.
Okay.
Great. Oh, that was solved. That's awesome.
At least the adults are back in the room, everybody. He's the fucking idiot. Everyone who hates Trump realize this is what you wanted instead of Trump, which is a totally feckless, brain dead man who just said shit that never. I don't know. Did any part of that happen? That was 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it didn't come together.
In high school, when I would get my ass kicked in the hallways, I would go, "Don't," and then it would stop.
That's
it would stop every time. Yeah.
All right. I want to thank Sal Volcano for coming in here. Everything's Fine tour as we speak. You can go check that out. And then Practical Jokers, of course. Rudy Pavich got dates, right?
Yeah, this weekend. Tonight, I will be in Branson, Missouri. They're opening a brand new club in Branson, the Comedy Factory. I'm there tonight. And then coming up the first weekend of November, the 7th through the 9th, I'll be at the La Jolla Comedy Store.
Nice. Until next time, it's Adam for Sal and Rudy saying mahalo. Oh, man, that's the new leader in the clubhouse, everybody. So Rudy's got his news fired up here.
Yeah, let's do it. Late night comedian Jon Stewart blasted right and left-wing leaning news hosts in the narcissistic media ecosystem for politicizing recent mass shootings by rushing to blame the other side. Who the fuck cares? Stewart exclaimed Monday during The Daily Show. These mass shootings do not fit neatly into our left-right paradigm. During his fiery monologue, Stewart slammed cable news pundits for trying to pin the violence on one another after a deadly spurt of 6 mass shootings in just a 24-hour span over the weekend.
Yeah, okay. So if you ever hear the left go, this is a left-right problem, it means it's mostly left, because if it's left-right, they just go, it's all right. So that's the way they argue everything.
Sure.
So if they ever go, everybody's responsible, that means they're mostly responsible. It's sort of, anyone's argued with a woman, it's always your fault. But if they ever get to the point where they go, look, both of us have some blame. Okay, bitch, you did everything now. You're when you say both of us have some, like, it's like, let me tell you, left and the right. If you come out to your Maverick, your Ford Maverick, and the side of it's dinged in, and you come out and you go, hey, Adam, I parked my car in your parking lot, and you kind of pushed in the side, and I can see it's got your car's paint on it, and I can see your car has the bumper scuffed up in the same spot, so could you pay me for the repair? Could you pay me to fix the car? And I go, oh, yeah, I didn't do that. No, it's not me. But I'll pay for half. If it's not you, then you go, fuck off. I don't know who we were talking about. I wasn't driving today. But if you go, I'll pay for half, it means you did the whole. And so when you hear Stewart or anyone on the left go, there's equal blame to go around, that always means it's 90% fucking them. Yeah. Here's the deal. Nobody formally shot at ICE facilities. Then you started calling ICE Nazis, and now people shoot at ICE facilities. And you can go, there's enough blame to go around, but that's you calling ICE Nazis. Yeah. That's how that works. Yeah. So, sorry. Yeah. Enough blame to go around, people.
After the week of when Charlie Kirk happened, my mom was first to get on the phone with me and go, well, you know, both sides. It's all both sides. I was
if
like,
you ever hear progressive people go both sides, and look, again, think of the same as your woman go, look, we both made mistakes. Okay, that's that.
Yeah. My girlfriend does that too when we go on the road. The hotel will be trashed, and she'll be like, well, we both have stuff laying everywhere. I was like, do we? Because somebody's shit is all over the bathroom, and mine is tuckling. It's in my own luggage. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anytime somebody tries to include you on the mess, that means the mess is 85% their mess. It's a roommate, you know. So when I bought this warehouse 23 years ago, and many of my Loser Valley buddies immediately seized on a place to stash their junker project shit. And this entire place was basically filled up with Donnie and his cousin's old junker cars. It was filled. And it was on, and his Mustang was on my hoist, and I never got to use my hoist. He put it on the hoist. He lifted it up like 3 feet. He took it apart, and it just sat on my hoist. And after like 2 years, I said, hey, Donnie, do you think you could get your car off my hoist so I could use my hoist? And by the way, I can't get around in my own warehouse because it's filled with your shit and your cousin's shit. And he goes, "You got your car back here." I had a Lamborghini that had
warehouse. How dare you?
I had a Lamborghini with the bumpers taken off of it, and he goes, "You got your car back here all taken apart." Okay. By the way, that's been my adult life, arguing with people about stuff. Yeah, in my warehouse amongst all your shit. So whenever someone tries to include you, it's always all their shit. Yeah. And the left calls the right Nazis, and then at some point, a young person acts out. The old people, as I've explained, the Nancy Pelosi's, Chuck Schumer, all these people, they don't think anyone's a Nazi. They know what they're talking about. They just say it. Mm-hmm. Hillary Clinton, first off, what does Hillary Clinton think? She cooked up the Steele dossier and invented Russian collusion. So she called Tulsi Gabbard, cat's paw of Putin and Russia. Does she think that? And the answer is no. She doesn't think any of it. But a 19-year-old kid who's on Prozac and playing too many first shooter video games might believe her.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Even the stuff talk about I saw a clip with your favorite, Leslie Jones. And she was complaining about...
Wash your ass!
She was complaining about Jillian Michaels. This happened on the Daily Show the other night. She was talking about Jillian Michaels, and she was like, how does this bitch who told me how to get abs in 60 days, how is she like the foremost voice on, slavery? And I was like, well, who the fuck are you? Who are you to talk about this stuff?
Well, she's the 128th funniest person from SNL, Rudy. If in fact,
obviously, yes. There's only been 127 on SNL, though. So yeah.
Yes. So anyway.
Yeah.
Good times.
All right. So YouTube to pay $24.5 million to settle Trump's lawsuit over the 2021 account suspension. Oh, Ace Man, you got your dancing shoes out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because YouTube has agreed to pay it, and with that money, Trump is going to take it and put it toward the construction of the new White House ballroom. Trump sued the Alphabet-owned video sharing platform in July of 2021, alleging that YouTube unlawfully silenced conservative viewpoints after the company suspended his account in the wake of January 6th. The Trust for the National Mall, the nonprofit group raising private donations to build the $200 million ballroom on the White House grounds, it will be paid $22 million by the tech company as part of the settlement.
Now, someone should put a ballroom clock versus Gavin Newsom's bullet train clock, because I'll guarantee that ballroom is going to be done in 9 months, and that fucking bullet train will never be done. Mm-hmm. And it's not because of the difference between a ballroom and a bullet train. It's because of the difference between Trump and Newsom.
Yeah.
Newsom's he's a process guy, wants to talk about it, but it'll never happen.
Yeah. And, I lived in Minneapolis when the 35W bridge fell, and that was like such a big deal. And one of the things that they did is they really said, hey, we got to get some private companies in here because that is a major artery into the city, and we need to get this built. I mean, it was literally like within 18 months, they had that bridge up and running again. I was just in Baltimore doing shows, and a friend of mine who lives there, we were talking about the bridge that fell there, and he was like, dude, they're cooking on this thing because they got to get it done. So there's no government red tape.
The sad part, and maybe Andrew can find you the clip of Temescal Canyon that'll be in the upcoming vlog. Because I got a big doozy of a vlog coming your way, kids. But the part that makes it sad is sort of like when you see somebody and then you realize, oh, they can do shit they need to do, but they're just shit with your stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And and everyone's got a little element of that, but the sad part is like here we had like MacArthur Park or whatever. It's like junkies and needles and hobos and fentanyl and stuff. And like at some point, Karen Bass is like, we can't, these are unhoused neighbors and we can't. And at some point, someone goes, clean this fucking shit up. Like the Olympics are coming to town. And 2 days later, the place looks brand new.
Oh, yeah. San Francisco, for sure. Yeah.
Right. They just go, pow. Like it's clean now. And you see it all the time. If they want to do it, they do it, or they just talk about a bullet train for 300 years, mm-hmm. which it pisses me off more. It's like, if you have a partner or you have an employee or something and they're totally fucking incompetent all the time, but at some point it has to do with them going online and buying tickets to Fish, who's in town, and then they book an Airbnb and they book the flights. It's like, oh, you're good at this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's because you want to go to see a concert. You're not good with my travel shit, right? You fuck up all the time. I'll show you Temescal Canyon, a kind of before and after, and we'll put it up at adamcarolla.com. And Temescal Canyon, now I took a tour of this with Colonel Saucer, and it was set up to be a corridor of work and ingenuity. They had pulverizers, concrete pulverizers. Everything was set up. And I went back a month later, and it was pristine and new. All right, pause it there.
Whoa.
When I went there, it was covered with dirt. The asphalt was beat to shit because it's not made for that much heavy machinery. They had whole recycling centers, like mobile units, like set up, stuff with conveyor belts on it, dump trucks backing up, pulverizers busting up the concrete, loading the loaders. And the other day, I don't drive up and down Temescal Canyon. I use another canyon, but the other day, the Waze just said, take Temescal instead of Sunset or whatever it was. And I found myself turning down Temescal Canyon, looking around. Grass grown, asphalt down, freshly painted, brand new. No holes in the ground where they had to anchor stuff down. There is no trace that this place was completely set up. It essentially looked like one of those roads in Gaza after a good Israeli bombing, like just rubble everywhere, trucks everywhere, dirty, dusty mess. It's brand new. They pulled up and left 3 months ago. Boom, brand new. Doable.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. Or not. Or not.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Actually painted, and you couldn't even tell they were there. And my point is, we are capable of doing this. This is what we can do if we set our mind to it. Now, Karen Bass isn't going to get this done, and Gavin Newsom's not going to get it done, but we can get this done. Temescal Canyon was Damnation Alley. It was more rebar, more scrap, more busted up concrete, more building materials, tractors and hose and cherry pickers and huge pieces of equipment, by the way, conveyor belts and concrete pulverizers and everything, major heavy equipment, all the way up and down this canyon with semi-trucks lined up at the top and pulverizers and metal extractors in the middle and guys with heliarcs and acetylene cutting rigs. And we went from that to pristine, brand new. You could have a kid soapbox derby. So if the Army Corps of Engineers gets on something, they'll get on it. And then we will too if we need it. Like that after the 94 earthquake, a big section of the 10 freeway fell down. They're like, oh, we got to fix this.
Yeah.
Or there's the bullet train.
Well, there's also, they really need to incentivize some of these companies. I think when Minneapolis redid like the entire 35W corridor, this is after the bridge had fallen and kind of down by like around the airport at the crosstown. They basically told the company that was doing it, hey, you guys show up early. For every week you are early, you get X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
And that thing was, they basically had that thing done like within like three and a half months in front of schedule.
You can look it up, Andrew or Dawson, but the big chunk of the 10 freeway that was damaged in the 94 earthquake, they said to that contractor something to the effect of, we'll give you $1 million for every week or month you come in under time. And he was like, fucking done and done. And he had his crews working Sunday at midnight, you know. But that shit got open 3 months earlier. That guy pocketed $3 million. By the way, that's how life works, Democrats. You can't just telling people to do the right thing. Doesn't work. They need incentives, good and bad, stocks and bonds.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's your company name right there. And bonds.
Stocks or bonds.
Yeah.
30 years. So you can check that that story out. I don't think that's the 10 freeway, but maybe it is the 10 freeway. I don't know. But they did it lickety split. And I remember living here during the time going, they incentivized those crews. And by the way, the guy who owns the construction outfit, he doesn't go, look, I'm going to put an extra $1 million in my pocket for every month we come in under calendar time, so I'm going to need all you assholes to work for free.
Yeah.
He goes, we're going to be working Sundays, you're going to be making double time, and we're going to get this shit done.
Yeah.
So anyway, you can figure out that story. I don't need pictures of it. I just need, I understand what it is. I'm asking for the story of it. All right.
You know, when they're doing this ballroom, wouldn't it be just a power move for Trump to just hang a couple of like Saddam chandeliers in there from, you know what I mean, from back in the day?
Stuff he stole from the palace.
Yeah, how awesome would that be?
Well, speaking of trolling, I mean, him and these Hakeem Jeffries videos and him and Chuck Schumer vids they're the best. I don't know why. The Chuck Schumer one made me laugh my ass off. And the other, and this is all you can do, by the way. I've told everyone this. I remember where I was when Tucker Carlson was interviewing me 10 years ago, and he said, when does it end? And I go, you have to make fun of them.
Yeah.
So when they call you a racist, you don't go, oh, no, I have black friends. You go, fuck you, and you laugh.
Yeah.
All right, so they did this. It's great. Let's just listen to AI Chuck Schumer.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, you know, at least for a while until they learn English and they realize they hate us too.
Right. So it's awesome. And then Hakeem Jeffries goes on MSNBC and he starts complaining about how racist it is. And then they fucking hit him with the sombrero and the mustache in this one, which is, but by the way, it's all you can do to assholes who call you racist. You have to lean into it. So now I'll play this
video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
So Trump is the band.
Trump's the band. It's awesome. It's awesome. And you can go, this is undignified or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure. But you call everyone racist and Nazi and you can fuck right off.
Yeah.
All you do is call people racist and homophobic and Nazis. So fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that'll work. And that's the new administration. They go talk to the hand with everything. Because if somebody is accusing you of something you're not, there is no end game for them. So if your woman or your daughter is saying like, hey, Rudy, you've gotten 3 speeding tickets in as many months, then you can go, okay, I'm going to try to be a little more careful behind the wheel. You know what I mean? But if she just says, you're a speeder and a reckless driver and you don't have any of that, why should she stop? The whole point is she can't stop. You never got the tickets in the first place. She's going to keep calling you that. If she says, hey, you've been a reckless driver and you got to be more careful, and you go, okay, I will, and 2 years goes by and you don't get a moving violation, then she'll go, well, I guess you've corrected that behavior. But if they're just laying shit on you all the time that doesn't exist, then no, they're never going to stop. They're making up the shit in the first place.
Yeah.
They don't think you're a reckless driver. They're just trying to fucking sling a little mud. So you might as well just tell them to fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of the new administration and the way that they handle things, you're going to love this story. War Secretary Pete Hegseth said Tuesday, announcing that dudes with dresses were not welcome in U.S. combat forces, and the rest must meet male-level fitness standards to face life and death situations. If women and weak men, he said, don't make the grade, so be it. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, and frankly, any formations, and see fat troops. It's a bad look, and it's not who we are.
Yes. Get it together. Tough shit. Tough love.
Yeah.
It's diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Family and education. Back to basics, everybody.
Yeah.
Whatever your fucking shit is, it never worked. It can't work. It's not going to work. Being more inclusive. Whether you are changing a scale, like if you're saying, look, you got to be able to do 10 pull-ups in order to be in the Marines, and then you go, well, some of the fat dudes can't do it. Shifting to 3 pull-ups is not a cure for this, and neither is women can't do it. It's not. It's just 10 pull-ups. That's it. It's like your doctor. You go to the doctor, you get on the scale. Your fucking doctor will tell you, if he hasn't been pussy whipped by the state of California, hey, you could lose a few pounds. Okay. Do we do this, or do we get a new scale and we'll just adjust it so it makes it seem like you're a waif model?
Yeah.
Because that's not going to stop your obesity issue.
Yeah.
So God fucking love Pete Hegseth.
I would love
And I love that he pisses everyone off.
Oh, yeah. I just want him to be like, we are Semper Fi, not Thunder Thighs. Like, that's what we do. Like, I just want him to have sayings, like no fat chick bumper stickers on the tank, stuff like that, to really drive it home.
Well, the fucking amount of money these guys waste on all this fucking diversity bullshit and LGBT, it's a fucking military. I want every penny going into fucking bullets and tanks.
Yeah.
The 110 freeway in Los Angeles, it's the busiest in the nation. Anyway, after the earthquake, was rebuilt in 74 days, which was a record time, and earned a contractor a huge bonus, $200,000 bonus each day. They finished the 110 Santa Monica repairs ahead of the deadline, earning the guy a total of $14.5 million. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus.
It's basically LA paid double because he finished fast.
Yeah, but here's my whole point. This is at Dawson. Don't you clear out this warehouse? I'll give you a month. I was like, fine. But if he said, and I'll give you $1,000. But if he said, if you do it in 2 weeks, I'll give you $10,000. He'd fucking be here Sunday night. Absolutely. If you came here Sunday, Dawson would be clearing this fucking shit out, and so would I. That's how everyone works.
Yeah,
everyone. And that's why your socialism doesn't work, because people work the other way. And socialism is, Dawson, I'll pay you regardless of how well you clean out this warehouse, and you can do it on your own timeline or not at all. Don't worry, that check's coming. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Try the $10,000 experiment. I do it with everyone. I told you, Donnie had all his shit back here. He had a Ford Bronco that was a roller husk, fucking in this corridor back here. It's like it was just taking up space. I couldn't get my car in and out, whatever. And I remember saying, I go, look, let's get that thing out of here. Put it in the parking lot. Put a cover on it. It's first off, it's a junker, rustler piece of shit, but it's in the way. I can't get my cars in and out. He goes, okay. And then I do what I do. I go, I'm not going to tell you when to get this out. You tell me. You tell me, what's it going to take to get your car out of here and in the parking lot? And he goes, 2 weeks. And I go, okay, I won't bring it up again. By the way, I always talk to Dr. Drew about this. I would say, Drew, if people talk to me in a sing-songy, condescending, shitty way, like, Adam, what's it going to take for you to understand? I would kill myself.
Yeah.
I would kill myself. I talk to almost everybody like, listen to me. Okay, you tell me. How long? And they go, here he goes, 2 weeks. I go, okay, I will not bring it up. If it hasn't been touched in 13 days, I'm not going to come in here and remind you. This is done. It's 2 weeks. What day is it? We know the date. We're done. Not going to bring it up again.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 weeks came and went. Thing didn't get touched. And then I said, Donnie, what's the thing? Yeah, I didn't do it. And so I remember saying to him, I go, what if I said you got 2 weeks and $10,000? And he goes, yeah, I would have gone on there. And I went, okay. By the way, now okay. So what we're talking about is something called dignity and having character.
Yeah.
But you're saying you don't have any because you want $10,000 to do a thing you should have done for free. But okay, I now see how human beings work. It's a $10,000 rule. Everyone would admit to you, yeah, I would have done it anyway.
Yeah. I tried to throw a story my daughter's way. We had a situation where I was asking her to do something and she wouldn't do it. And then I brought up the story. When you and I first started working together, we were on the road. We were in, I believe it was Napa, Northern California. And I left the bottle I left the bottle of whiskey open. I left the cap off the whiskey, and you gave me some shit about it. And we had just started working together, and I'm like, I don't want to lose this gig. This is fun. From that day, I have never not put the cap back on the whiskey. And I brought it up to my daughter, and after I explained it, I'm like, I wanted that job. I wanted to keep working with Adam. So guess who has never not put the whiskey top back on the whiskey? And she goes, I don't drink. And I'm like, you missed the point of the whole goddamn conversation.
That's my world.
Yeah.
All right, we got another one?
Yeah. Fast and Furious actor Tyrese Gibson faces arrest warrant after dogs allegedly kill neighbor's pet. The actor's lawyer said he is fully cooperating with authorities and has rehomed his dogs, while authorities say Gibson hasn't turned himself in. Tyrese Gibson has a warrant out for his arrest after his dogs allegedly killed another dog earlier this month when they got loose in his Georgia neighborhood. This happened a few weeks ago. I don't know if you've seen any of this, but since then, they put out a warrant for his arrest, and he made a post saying he's taking like a mental health month. And it's just like hitting the road, and they're like, "Hey, dum-dum, we got a couple of cops waiting to talk to you." And he just says, I need some time," and just splits town.
I think he's nuts.
Yeah.
Kind of a head case.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily in a horrible way, but eccentric, I think, which we don't label black people eccentric enough. It's a white guy's move, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Black people fall through the cracks. White guys are eccentric, but he's eccentric. And also, you assholes with your dogs, it's like, if someone is telling you your dog is getting out and running around the neighborhood and like terrorizing, fix that shit.
Yeah.
Would you fix it immediately? I had a guy down the street that had a crazy dingo fucking wolf dog, and it was just, they just kind of left it out. And you'd see like old folk riding a bike, going by, the dog's fucking chasing an old lady down the street. Then some other person is just walking down the street, and the dog's literally terrorizing, including myself, in the neighborhood. And it's like, put your fucking dog away or fix the fence or do whatever. Like, I don't know how fucking irresponsible you can be knowing that you have this vicious dog that you just let, I say, terrorize the neighborhood. Like, you couldn't, you walk down your driveway, you wouldn't go right. You'd have to go left because you couldn't go by their house because Moon, the fucking dingo dog, might be out there.
Speaking of, if you guys got a photo of this, you can look it up. If you've ever seen one, he owns 4 Cane Corso dogs. You've ever seen a Cane Corso?
No.
They look like prison inmates. They're the most muscular, badass-looking, pit bull-looking dogs ever. The 4 of these dogs chewed up a King Charles Cavalier, like Cocker Spaniel, very tiny, and just left it in the driveway.
Yeah.
And this poor guy's got to come home, pull into the driveway after a long day at work and see his poor dog.
Yeah, and also, it's not letting your dogs roam the streets in this day and age of everything on one aisle and Home Depot is pretty fucking preventable.
Yeah.
I don't know why. When I was young, there were houses that had a fence around them and then ones that didn't. And the ones that didn't, there's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, could we get a dog? No. Why? We don't have a... What do I do?
Yeah.
There's no fence.
And sorry.
And I'd be like... We can't argue with no fence. And people can just wander into our yard. Yeah. Why? We don't have a fence.
Yeah.
You think we're a fence family? I never really did the math on. We're about a day away from having a fucking fence if we wanted a fence, right? Like we could do a fence. The notion, first off, the notion that anyone would open the phone book and look under fence contractors or something, that was off the table. It's like, no, it's like maybe your grandpa could come over here and put something up that resembled a fence. And I'm like, well, he certainly couldn't order a fence or have a fence.
Yeah, I'll give you a cheaper fix. Just get that leash that goes on the clothesline and let's let them run back and forth. Or is that even too much of an ask?
You just get that auger bit thing that goes into the ground and just fucking tie them up. Yep. Yeah, my parents didn't want a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't want kids either, I don't think. Everything was a hassle to them. The dog was a... By the way, if you're a kid and you're begging for a dog and your family's thing is like, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. understand you're a lot of work to them, and you ain't getting what you need. Because if the dog is a lot of work, the kid's more work, and you're going to get less.
Yeah.
But no, we never. My grandpa tried to rebuild the porch once, and he bought used lumber, which I didn't. Now there's. I guess it's a rich man, poor man thing, like
refurbished.
But he bought used lumber from a pier that caught on fire, and it was literally bent and propellered, water-soaked boards that were charred. Some of them are charred, but like good enough. And it was the most inconsistent, termite-riddled piece of fucking. You couldn't walk on it at night. You would kick something and fall over because they were all uneven and everything.
Sure.
That's what the Carollas did. And by the way, that shit porch that my grandfather built with used lumber was the biggest construction project of all the Carollas to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see where you stand on this. So I was in Portland, Oregon. We did some shows. The next day, I went out, camped by myself on a river just south of Eugene. There were some good hiking trails. I got up early, like 6:30 in the morning, went out camping. I went out hiking by myself, way out in the woods, walked about 3 miles back up the side of this mountain, got back to there, this waterfall, this cool little creek. It's about like 7:30 a.m. I'm watching the sun come up. I start walking out of the woods. I'm by myself.
Hold on. If you had a coffee, this is perfect time for double hand mug.
Oh.
As the sun is coming up, you do so much for others. This moment's for you.
You totally neglect your family. They can kiss your ass.
Can't spring for fucking fence. Yeah, that where you're picturing is double hand coffee commercial mug scene.
Yeah.
So I'm picturing it.
So I'm walking out of the forest. It's 7:30 in the morning. I'm out there by myself. All I got is a knife and bear mace with me. I'm walking down the trail. I turn a corner, and all of a sudden there is a wolf standing in front of me.
Wow.
And I immediately scream and I do the thing they tell you to do, get big, yell. And I just start going, hey, and I'm reaching for the bear mace. And then from behind what I think is this wolf, I hear a guy go, no. Turns out it was a Siberian Husky German Shepherd mix.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks exactly like a wolf. It's in the woods by itself. I don't see anybody around. This guy comes running up and he goes, oh my gosh, my heart is pounding. I thought I was going to fight this wolf.
Sure.
And he's like, I'm so sorry, man.
You're like Liam Neeson on a oil rig.
Yeah.
Or whatever that movie was. The Gray.
The Gray, that's right, yes.
Which is a good movie, except for, ironically, Liam Neeson's hair has no gray in it. And he plays a 63-year-old grizzled leatherneck who lives in Alaska, but his hair looks like Casey Kasem. And it's like, come on, Liam. That's the wrong hair for this. That's the wrong hair for this character. But go ahead.
Add that salt and pepper. No, so I'm like, my heart is pounding, and the guy goes, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I bring my dog out here because I hate having him on a leash. I want him to be able to run. He stays close to me, but I bring him all. I mean, it was literally like 13 miles out of town, and he's like, I just want him to run. And he goes, I'm really sorry. I should have had him on a leash. And I was like, no. I think you're doing the right move, my man. Like, you didn't know it. You come out here early because you expect nobody to be out here. You don't want your dog to be in, you don't want him leashed up or in the house all the time. I think you did the right move. And he was very, cordial. I actually got a picture with the dog. I put it on my Instagram. You can see the shit in my pants. I was like, it was the most scared I've ever been.
So this was Tyrese?
This is Tyrese.
By the way, every woman I tell a story to, this is what this is where it ends up. Tyrese was in the woods?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a Cocker Spaniel.
Hold on, I'm looking at something on my phone. Wait a second. You want to talk about feast to famine? The serenity of the double hand mug coffee serenity to the abject terror of wolf attacked in the jungle. I mean, that is...
Oh, yeah.
Man.
It was literally, I was sitting back, I was watching this waterfall and thinking to myself, I'm so grateful for all of the things in my life. I can't believe I've gotten to this point. I'm 45 years old. What an amazing life I get to lead. Oh my God, I have to fight. I have to go Liam Neeson style.
Liam Neeson with a wolf.
I got to go Revenant and fight this this giant, massive wolf. His name was Kevin and he had a collar on, but nonetheless, I got to fight him to the death.
I take unpopular stances in life, but I stand by them. And The Revenant, am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
The Revenant, it was very clear in that movie, and they do this a lot weirdly. They weirdly do this in movies where they make sort of my point or they shift the point. It's, 1841. It's pre-penicillin. Leonardo gets ragdolled by a grizzly. God knows, in this day and age, it'd be 7,000 stitches, and he'd need a new liver, and he'd be on dialysis, and he'd be airlifted. He gets completely destroyed by this grizzly bear, and then he's laying there, and he's going to get sepsis and die in 2 days, right? It's fucking snowing. We're out of provisions, and we're on foot walking back to camp, and we need 3 days of walking. You want me to drag this guy's fat ass? We're all going to die, by the way. So, yeah, leave him to die, because he's going to die in the next 2 days or the next 2 minutes. Yeah. I don't know. He's been destroyed. We don't have Bactine or gauze or anything. But you know what? I'll check with him. I'll see what he wants. And then I'll go down and I'll go, you are so fucked up that you cannot speak or form a sentence, but blink your eye if it's okay for me to leave. Because remember, there's 15 of us, and we're all going to die. We're all going to die trying to save you, who's not going to live. I mean, at this point in the movie, you've been completely destroyed by a grizzly bear. You're going to bleed out in the next 12 hours for sure. But blink. If you say it's okay to leave you behind or put a bullet in your head, just blink. And then he blinks. And then I go to the rest of the campers. Okay, he blinked. Now we get to put a bullet in his head. And they're like, you're the worst person in the world for being insanely pragmatic about all of us fucking dying in the snowdrift, trying to drag this fucking guy back to camp who's essentially grizzly bait at this point because he's bleeding out of every orifice. And then the rest of the movie's like, that guy wanted to kill him. It's like, no, that guy said, you're going to kill us all. Is it okay for us to leave you for dead? And if so, blink. And then he blinked. Why is that on the other guy?
Yeah, no kidding. I agree. Yeah. Wait, Tyrese was in this movie?
I argue with people about fucking stupid movie stuff. I'm going, listen, whoever wrote this movie, you made the pragmatic guy who's trying to save the rest of the campers into the bad guy.
Yeah. He's doing his job. He's looking out for his troop. Sorry.
Well, if there was a leader and there was a troop, and let's just say a morbidly obese guy was fallen by a grizzly, you'd be like, we can try to drag his fat ass over that ravine and across the mountain and look for the fort, but it's probably going to kill us all.
Yeah, if Pete Hegseth had his way, we wouldn't even have a fat camper.
That's right. Pete had his way. Right. So it's a weird message. And I've argued with people, like I think Bald Brian. I said, no, he blinked. And he didn't blink. He didn't blink. He does. You watch the thing. Leonardo DiCaprio gives him the kill me blink.
Yeah.
Why does that make Tom Hardy bad?
Yeah. I wonder if it was one of those things where they did the take and then they went back and they watched it and they were like, oh shit, every take we have is him blinking. He's not supposed to blink. Well, it's almost like when you brought up the Cobra, he pulls the shirt down and you can see
the movie Cobra.
Yeah, you can see the microphone taped onto his chest. And they were like, well, we got no other take, so we got to use that one.
Yeah, because Sly improvised the shirt ripping of the Vato.
Yeah.
See if you can find that reverend. Right, reverend.
My uncle unironically loves Cobra. Doesn't watch it and go, okay, I know that this is schlocky and I know it's stupid. He loves every last second of that movie and talks about it with so much.
Where's he live?
Northern Minnesota.
Because the next time I'm in northern Minnesota, we're having a beer with your uncle.
I'm telling you.
And we're going to watch Cobra.
Hours and hours. It's one of his favorite movies ever. That and Predator, which is also great.
I love any movie where they're like, look, there's a gang going after this woman. They're going to try to kill her. She's not safe in the police station. We got to send her to a remote cabin with one guy. I would have went, I feel pretty safe in this police station about no remote cabin with just one guy. One dude.
Yep. And I love it when the gang gets together. Like, these are grown men who all get together and stand in a circle inside of a factory, and they clang knives together.
In an empty swimming pool.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. Empty swimming. Yeah. I don't understand. Like, I can't even get my friends together for a fantasy football draft, let alone get together and do some marauding and killing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand who these people in their 40s that are hanging out with other dudes. And
well, my favorite part about that is that satanic cult had like 150 people in it. But for some reason, Sly's commanding officer was convinced it was a lone wolf.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, you got your cockamamie theory, Cobra, about more than one. Well, I'm not buying it. You got no proof. And Sly's like, never says anything. He goes, earlier today, I was driving through Long Beach, and there were 8 cars chasing me, all with shotguns firing at me. So I'm going to dispel the lone wolf theory, unless there was just some guys who just sort of jumped in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, I got a shotgun. What's this guy up to?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. These guys dress like the ex-presidents, and then Tyrese is also with them at the same time.
Jesus Christ. Now we're in Point Break. So I would like to sit down and discuss that movie with your uncle.
Oh, you guys would love it. I would love to sit and watch it. We could just do a podcast of that, just watching you two talk about Cobra.
I also love any factory that's been mothballed for 17 years where you just walk in and flip one switch and flames start coming out of. There's a hallway that just has flames sticking out of it, which seems like a liability because like the break rooms at the end of the hallway, like what is going on in this factory that there's just flames that shoot out of walls?
Yeah,
you know?
It's almost like Super Mario, the level where like the flames and the things are coming at you. Yeah.
All right. Do we? Let's see. Oh, Chris Rufo's on. Oh, okay. Sorry. Do we have the blink? Do we have the blink? And then we'll talk to Chris.
I can muzzle you if you like. Take away the suffering real quick and easy. Whenever it has to know that you give up, I do that. Just blink if you want me to do that. Save your boy and blink. You just have to blink. Yeah, there it is. You best hope that the good Lord get his ass here quick.
All right. So I'll fucking put you out of your misery, but blink. Or I won't, but don't blink. Why does that make Tom Hardy the bad guy? He's the only pragmatist in that group. It's like, this guy's 200 pounds. We're all going to die dragging him over the fucking hill. All right, that's enough. I feel like that's my whole life. Explain. That guy's a bad guy. He didn't... he's pragmatic.